This video is about circuit switching as a general way how networks can work. The general idea of circuit switching is that a connection is established for two end systems that want to communicate. For each connection, reservations are performed along the path so that the path is available for guaranteed use by the communication partners. Since the links on the path are reserved, it is not necessary to buffer data in intermediate systems because it is always possible to forward the data immediately on the next link. The method has several advantages. Because each intermediate system forwards data immediately, the delay in the communication is only resulting from the unavoidable delay due to the geographical distance between sender and receiver. It is like as you drive through a city where all traffic lights are green for you and there is no other traffic at all, or where other cars do not influence your way. Since the whole transmission takes the same way, the order of bits is preserved. In addition, this method does not require much control data inside of the data units because the network knows the reservations and therefore knows which data belongs to which connection. However, the method has also disadvantages. A major disadvantage is that it is not flexible. Each participant gets a guaranteed data rate, which is kind of a standard data rate. This is okay for some applications like telephony, but typical internet applications such as web surfing or email retrieval have varying data rate requirements. It is not possible to dynamically assign higher bit rates to a participant. In addition, transmission capacity remains unused if a participant currently sends few or no data. Due to the reservations which are made, there can also be situations where additional participants cannot get access to the network anymore. All resources are reserved for others then. Another important disadvantage, which is the reason why this method has not been chosen as principle for the internet, is that it cannot cope with failure of links or network nodes. In such a case, the connection is broken and has to be re-established. In case of telephony, this means that your call is terminated and you have to redial. The method requires that there is a homogeneous network in terms of signaling, transmission bit rates, line encoding, etc. Circuit switching is an old principle which has already been used in old telephony networks. Maybe you know it from old movies where cables had to be plugged to establish the call. Even though this is no longer necessary due to automation, the method is in use in a logical way, for example in mobile telecommunications. In such a case, we find logical reservations on the links and no longer the physical reservations. In order to make the method more flexible, it is possible to bundle channels for a participant. This means that there is a basic bitrate and you can make reservations of n times the basic bitrate. In the backbone network, there is a multiplexing hierarchy. Let us assume that several houses are on a street and that cables to these houses start from a cabinet. You then want to build a link from the cabinet to the main office in the city. For doing so, it is not useful to prolong cables for every household between the cabinet and the main office. Instead, you just want to have one cable. However, this requires that the bitrate on this cable is n times the bitrate that you provide to the houses to allow for parallel communication.